5 initiative. I'd like to make a few announcements. I'll be sharing this session this morning, taking you through to where we have President Bio's statement. But there are a few announcements I'd like to make. Okay, if you're visiting this auditorium for the first time, I'd like to mention that there are 2 exits on either side of the building. Well, 3 exits on either side of the building, so you could go to the left or right in the event there is an eventuality. I encourage you not to have flash photography from your phones. We have designated photographers to take pictures in the auditorium because we were having live TV broadcasts. I'd also like to encourage you not to walk the aisles, not to walk this part, because we have the live TV cameras there as well. If you would like to use the restroom, kindly head to the left, far end, and then take the exit on that side. I'd also like to encourage you to tweet as much as you can, to take as much selfie pictures and videos as you can, and share your thoughts and comments. Let the world know that Sierra Leone Innovate 2024 is happening. President Bio will be joining us in a short while. I kindly ask that you remain seated, please, and as you do, have a great morning. If you're joining us from neighboring countries or from other African countries, or as international guests, we'd like to say welcome to our beautiful Sierra Leone. We are in the rainy season, and be ready to enjoy our beautiful showers of blessings as you enjoy our beautiful mountains and our beautiful food. My name is John Conte, but I love going by the shop name JK. I'll be sharing this morning. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great morning. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly rise as we welcome His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, accompanied by the Vice President and the Chief Minister. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Deputy Julius Maada-Bio, Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Chief Minister, Honorable Members of Government, Honorable Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, international guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, delegates, good morning. Welcome to this beautiful session hosted by the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation. Now the fact remains, for as much as you have challenges, there will always be ideas to surmount them or to go around them. But I think it was Albert Einstein, the same mentality we use to create problems to solve them. So what these sessions will be doing this morning is to ensure that we look at new ideas, table new solutions, and be able to meander our way out of what we call challenges. On that note, I'd like to welcome you to this beautiful morning again, under the aegis of the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation, fulfilling one of President Bio's top 5 or Big 5 agenda, paying special attention to tech and innovation. Let me share a story with you. A friend of mine had the first opportunity in 1994, 1995 to see a laptop computer. Well, I had my parents, they were into translation and literacy work. So I had, the experience with laptops and computers very early. Now, so my friend for the first time saw the word delete on the computer. Imagine what happened to him and how he pronounced it. He pronounced that word as delete for the first time. But I can tell you that that friend is now a qualified engineer and owns one of the biggest engineering companies in Sierra Leone. Has he stopped doing things that would continue to expand his horizon? No, he hasn't. He continues to do that. And in addition to expanding his horizon, he is also providing jobs for a lot of Sierra Leoneans. What this summit will also do is to ensure that new ideas are developed and more jobs are created. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say welcome one more time to this Tech Summit. And it's my singular honor and privilege this morning to invite the minister under whose watch we're having Tech Summit that is bringing together at least 1,000 young Sierra Leoneans from across the country to table ideas, talk about new solutions, and to have a conversation around what could be done to grow tech space. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Minister of Communication, Technology and Innovation, Salima Mona. Please make it louder, please.
Your Excellency, Retired Brigadier Julius Maada-Bio, Honorable Vice President, Ministers of Government, our 2 distinguished guests, Honorable Ministers, Ousmane Ba from the Republic of Gambia, the Honorable Vice Minister, Askar from the Republic of Kazakhstan, Honorable Members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, international delegates, and also significantly, members of the tech ecosystem, our tech companies, our innovators, our startups, and our service providers. Good morning. I welcome you all to this first of its kind Sierra Leone Tech Summit. And I stand before you with immense pride and excitement, as this is the first time we are hosting a tech summit like this in Sierra Leone. With the world at a pivotal moment where rapid advancements in technology are transforming and reshaping all facets of our society, every government must be prepared to meet and leverage the growing demands and opportunities of this new digital age. In line with His Excellency, the President, to establish Sierra Leone as a leader in the global digital economy, today we mark another significant milestone in this journey. Over the next few days, we will bring together all relevant players of the tech ecosystem, including government policymakers, private sector stakeholders, international development partners, tech financiers, and thought leaders. Our objective is to create a platform where the brightest and most creative minds in Sierra Leone can come together with our guests to share our ideas and collaborate and explore opportunities. We aim to develop a dynamic and interconnected ecosystem that nurtures technological growth and adoption. We must increase digital inclusion through infrastructure development, elevate our digital literacy with education, and empower our amazing youth through creating access to global employment opportunities. These and more are central and key to the vision to foster a culture of creativity and ingenuity. As a government, we are engaging with private industry to gain valuable insights into the needs and challenges faced by businesses and innovators. This understanding is essential to driving enabling policies, regulations, and legislation. We will listen, we will collaborate, and we will execute together. Driven by this goal, our mission is to build a conducive innovation entrepreneurship ecosystem. This is anchored on the core principles of to attract, to thrive, and to retain. On attract, we aim to establish Sierra Leone as a premier hub for technology and innovation ventures, showcasing abundant opportunity and a conducive environment for business growth. Today, we welcome over 100 international delegates from 15 different countries, ranging from as far as Vietnam and Kazakhstan to our neighboring brothers in Nigeria and Ghana. This is a demonstration of our determination to position Sierra Leone as an attractive destination to incubate and accelerate. On Thrive, we aim to foster a dynamic entrepreneurial ecosystem through proactive policies and robust support mechanisms, empowering businesses to scale amidst evolving market dynamics. In this conference, we will be sitting with the ecosystem players to review policies and regulations and to allow us to grow. We want innovative ideas to be developed here, but more importantly, we want them to grow. We want to be on our path to the first Sierra Leone unicorn tech company. We don't only want to grow, we want you to stay and enjoy Sierra Leone as a home. We aim to cultivate a nurturing environment that encourages long-term commitment and investing, ensuring sustained growth and success for businesses operating within Sierra Leone's innovation landscape. Through continued engagement, capacity building, and initiatives, we seek to foster a sense of belonging and ownership among stakeholders, driving retention and fostering a of innovation and prosperity. This administrator's vision to nurture and create a thriving economy has been anchored in His Excellency's bold vision for Sierra Leone. And at this point, I would like to give an anecdote about the first time I pitched to His Excellency the idea of creating a tech city within Sierra Leone. And the one thing that stuck with me was the unflinching assurance that, why haven't we? It wasn't thinking of why not and all the challenges. It was we should have done this long ago. And that has been my marching orders. What I took from that day was the thinking of, we have to dream big. There is no limitation. There is no thinking of where we stand. The mission is to dream big. And Your Excellency, that has been my guiding star. This vision by His Excellency to position Sierra Leone, regardless of our size, among global leaders in technology, has been what has led us to the unveiling of our Tech City project initiative today. We have continuously achieved some major progress within the technology landscape in the country. These successes are very important to us and our people, and for a country with a burgeoning young population of over 40% under the age of 15, with more that are half under 20. Technology will persistently play a role in meeting its demographic dividend potential. We believe that in the next 10 years, today, we will remember as the day Sierra Leone took that bold step towards digital economic leadership on the continent through education, infrastructure, development, innovation, and entrepreneurship. I thank you all.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Communications. We cannot come to an event like this and not take you through a transformational journey in terms of our digital experience. And now to show you products that we've had from Sierra Leone during our digital transformational journey, I'd like you to take a look on screen, and also note that we have several other videos of this nature that will be showing you during the event. Happy viewing. Alright, so that's just what you would call the tip of the iceberg of the many solutions we have been able to develop and design from Sierra Leone. There's a lot more where that came from, and would like to have them displayed as well for your viewing this morning. So be ready for that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, well, coming up will be another video by Mikesh Box.
That it pays to save. Our app makes it easier and safer for individuals and groups to save money and earn interest by using our two features, Osusuna Phone and Personal Cashbox. According to the 2022-26 National Financial Inclusion Strategy, over 80% of Sierra Leoneans don't have access to a bank account. As a team, Cashbox is tackling this issue head-on by building upon our indigenous financial practices and leveraging the growth of mobile money technology. We've partnered with the two biggest mobile money companies in Sierra Leone, and since our August 2023 launch, over 12,000 people are now saving with the Cashbox. You too can save now for tomorrow with the Cashbox, either on your own or in your Osusu group. Get started by downloading the app, Google Play Store, or dial *352#.
My journey as a software engineer has led me into numerous impactful innovation, which one of them is the Peace Robot.
Hi, the African breed. My name is Zankeber. I am made in Sierra Leone.
Its aim was to promote peace and enhance national cohesion in Sierra Leone. One of my motives was to enhance my innovative and thinking and critical thinking into any of these advanced university to develop on them well. But in the meantime, I can still continue with the motive of the company by to bring a mass production of this innovation.
His Excellency, I've seen young individuals with brilliant ideas, boundless energy, and an effort eager to contribute to national development. But I've also seen the challenges that they face: the lack of infrastructure, the lack of resources, and the lack of support needed to change or turn these ideas into reality. This tech city is our answer to these challenges. To me, it is more than just a collection of buildings and infrastructure. It is a beacon of hope for young innovators in Sierra Leone. This is a place where our ideas will be turned into reality for graduates all across Sierra Leone. This tech city is not just about software. It is an industrial hub, creating jobs and positioning Sierra Leone as a leader in tech manufacturing right across Africa. Renewable energy will be at the core, from efficient water management supplies to recycling initiative. The green energy will be a pioneer in this tech city. By partnering with giant enthusiastic companies, also universities from across the world, and also individuals that can create a difference, this tech city will serve a global hub for Sierra Leone. is the idea of this tech city. As I look at this video, I'm excited as a young person, and especially as a young person who has been into technology and innovation for over 8 years. I'm excited about the possibilities of this tech city. I'm excited about what we can achieve with this tech city. It will not just be a vision, but this tech city will be our reality. It will be a place where we work together, where we laugh, and most importantly, a place where we can collaborate, bring ideas to make Sierra Leone a better place. And now I want to speak to the young innovators and the young people that are in this room and are watching all across Sierra Leone. This tech city is for us. This is a place where our ideas will be nurtured. This is a place where our dreams will be realized. And this is a place where our crazy ideas, our crazy dreams will be turned into reality. So I urge each and every one of you here to hold these people accountable. They say the future belongs to those who innovate. So let's go out there and innovate and make Sierra Leone a better place. Thank you.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for how are you feet for doing that. Thank you very much. We'll come back to this. We've got to ensure that we get this, and we've got to ensure that we tell you the story behind that as well. Now, it's important that the political will is created and the space to ensure that investment thrives is also created. Now, but what is also most important is the use of tech solutions as seen by some of our innovators. Now, to ensure that you have adequate solutions that are tech-driven to be able to drive investment. And to deliver a talk on that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite someone who has had 15 years public sector experience managing initiatives and projects. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mrs. Fatima Mahawa Nyandebo, who is the Deputy Executive Director of the National Investment Board of Sierra Leone, to talk on driving investment through tech solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, Mahawa.
Thank you, John. Your Excellency, Honorable Vice President, Ministers and Deputy Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, members of the Fourth Estate, our innovators. In these past few years, technology has changed the way we interact more than ever. The way we conduct business, the way we live life, and the way we shop. It has become an integral part of our routine and now forms an indispensable part of life as experienced during the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, the importance of driving tech solutions cannot be overemphasized. Companies worldwide are relying on emerging technologies to help improve their competitive advantage and drive strategy and growth. Today, we cannot even consider doing business without the internet or basic project management apps, and more. In fact, the role of technology in business will only continue to expand. Investment in technology will drive faster acceleration to value. This is evident by global foreign direct investment flows. In 2019, global FDI was 1.4 trillion and declined to 929 billion USD in 2020 due to the obvious COVID-19 pandemic. It increased in 2021 to 1.7 trillion due to increase in investment in renewable energy and infrastructure. FDI flows to Africa in 2021 reached 83 billion USD. That's a record. From 39 billion in 2020, accounting for 5.2% of global FDI. It fell to 45 billion in 2022, this time due to the residues of COVID and global tensions. As part of the FDI rebounding strategy, UNCTAD, in its 2022 World Investment Report, recommends that inflow in Africa must be driven by digital transformation and catching up with the fourth industrial revolution. That's the path we're on in Sierra Leone. FDI in West Africa increased from 9.34 billion in 2020 to 14 billion in 2021, which is a 48% growth rate. Nigeria, the lead West African country in tech, saw its FDI flow double to 4.8 billion in 2021, 731 million USD in 2020 to 14 billion in 2021, which is a 48% growth rate. Nigeria, the lead West African country in tech, saw its FDI flow double to 4.8 billion in 2021. 731 million USD was attributed to a data center in Lekki announced by Airtel Nigeria, a subsidiary of Bharti Group India. Countries in Africa like Botswana, Rwanda, Kenya are taking giant steps to transform their economies through integrating tech solutions into their development agenda. According to statistics, Botswana, the ICT sector made a contribution of 2.5% to the total GDP at current prices in Q4 2022. This was influenced by the development of a Silicon Valley-style tech hub. Sierra Leone has a strategic advantage to seek partnership opportunities through the Fella Tech City. We have heard the commitment from the government through the Honorable Minister. We have seen the COVID-19 pandemic when government used data-driven initiatives for problem solving and to make informed decisions. Ultimately, technology will help drive the economy through strengthening sectors such as financial services, education, agriculture, and health. And government have to play a catalytic role to attract private investment. The government of Sierra Leone has made deliberate efforts to support the private sector through fiscal and non-fiscal incentives. Government has introduced several policies, such as the SEZ policy, and they're implementing several reforms aimed at not only the ease of doing business in the country, but also making its economy competitive. The establishment of the National Investment Board was informed by a desire to streamline bureaucratic processes and reduce time and cost for doing business. This further demonstrates government commitments to creating an investment-friendly climate. Public-private partnerships remain a priority in promoting a private sector-led economy. The SDGs Investor Mapping Tool, which was supported by UNDP, has identified technology as an enabler to attract responsible investment into Sierra Leone, especially through the 5 big game changers. Tech solutions are required to change investment. Accordingly, we need the right technology partners, be it system integrators, consulting firms, engineering providers, or big tech hubs to make this happen. As His Excellency the President stated in his lecture at UPenn in March 2024, I quote, "Sierra Leone stands at a transformative juncture. We stand ready to embrace the future. Africa should no longer be viewed from the charity lens. We must give way to an era of strategic partnership. We are indispensable partners in the global economy, and we seek not aid, but equitable partners. There is no better time than now for Sierra Leone to embrace tech and digitization to increase investment inflows into the economy and to propel job creation. As the National Investment Board, we're driving investment through tech solutions. Together, we can most certainly create a sustainable digital ecosystem. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Howard, for the Deputy Executive Director, the Sierra Leone Freetown. Now, we want to ensure that this is a showcase, so we get to the videos of products and innovative ideas that we've been able to develop from Sierra Leone. Now, Howard was trying to show you the Tech City video, but when I came on stage again, I said we are going to ensure that this story behind the video is heard. Ladies and gentlemen, happy viewing.
As a premier hub for creativity, ingenuity, and entrepreneurship. Anchored around innovation acceleration, skills outsourcing, tech industrialization, and academia, the city is designed to drive human capital development, support economic diversification, promote youth employment, and enhance sustainable development. Developing cohorts of highly skilled digital experts that are competitive in the global digital economy and workforce. Producing groundbreaking technologies that are transforming the global economy to increase productivity and efficiency in existing industries while reducing dependency in traditional sectors. Creating a hub that nurtures and supports startups, innovators, entrepreneurs, and creatives in their journey from ideation to commercialization. This is not just about the technology. It's also about creating a community which will become a melting pot of cultures with facilities to ensure a high quality of life to not only attract but retain talent. Come join us at Fege, where we're weaving together strands of the tech ecosystem to build a platform where ideas flourish and dreams become reality.
So that's it. I thought we were going to make it better now that we finally have the story of what that tech city is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please. Support an innovative idea. We will get to show you some more of our tech solutions from Sierra Leone. And up next will be two videos, generator with seawater and easy stand. Ladies and gentlemen, happy viewing again.
Of Sierra Electric. Our innovation here is electric vehicles. We are building electric vehicles from scratch and also retrofitting or converting electric normal combustion vehicle to electric, like the kekes that we are using currently. So the main impact of the innovation that we are doing is that it will help reduce the cost of operation, thereby eliminating the use of fuel. As we all know, fuel is very expensive. Greatest thing that it will help us in, and inversely that will help reduce the cost of operation for the driver, the cost of transportation fare that we have to pay from one point to another. So we're asking on all of you to join us in this fight to help bring cleaner, sustainable electric vehicles to the market in Sierra Leone. By London, and also some big name companies like Google, and also most recently worked at the Salon Foundation. So the Critics Foundation is a self-funded non-profit organization tasked to lead Sierra Leone through a digital, or more specifically, a blockchain transformation. And the first step of this is education, where we are educating, one, people who are more technically inclined, and also just educating the general populace on benefits that they can get from using applications that are based on blockchain. So we've seen some incredible success in a very short space of time. We've competed in numerous global hackathons. The first one, Sierra Leone was joined fourth with the UK out of 122 countries for the quality of submissions that we had. We've also surprisingly seen interest from the government of Sierra Leone to also build tools and products that are also based on blockchain to solve problems from a government perspective. We have a keen eye on pursuing or enabling students to be focused on entrepreneurship. We're trying to empower students to focus on entrepreneurship where we can assist them by providing incubation and also venture funding into their ideas so that they can go from idea to a fully functional business based in Sierra Leone.
Right, so we continue to showcase more innovative ideas from Sierra Leone. Now, we've seen a lot of these videos, there are a few more where those videos are coming from, but today we would like to invite from one of the most innovative institutions in the world, the representative who's joining us as well, to pitch some of their creative ideas and to showcase what they have been doing as well. But before we get to hearing from the representative, let's watch a video from a company.
Perfect. Starlink can support streaming, online gaming, video calls, and more. When your Starlink kit arrives, it'll include everything you need to connect to the internet. You will need a clear view of the sky in order to stay linked to the satellite network. Starlink can withstand extreme cold, heat, hail, sleet, heavy rain, and gale force winds. Once your Starlink has found a satellite connection, you're ready to connect.
Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, please welcome from Starlink. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, please welcome from Starlink, Brian Goodnight, who is the Senior Director of Global Licensing and Market Activation at Freetown.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Goodnight, and I am the Senior Director of Licensing and Activation at SpaceX. I'd like to start by thanking His Excellency the President, the Honorable Vice President, the Honorable Chief Minister, the Honorable Minister of Communication, and the NACTA Director General for inviting me here today for a very responsible forum. Predominantly, we are known for wanting to take humans into a multi-planetary species. Basically, we want to send humans to Mars. However, despite the great strides that we have made in achieving that goal, it has always bothered us that there are nearly 3 billion people here on Earth that lack basic broadband internet connectivity. And so that's why we created Starlink. The video you just saw describes Starlink as the most advanced satellite communication system available in the world. With over 3 million customers in 99 different markets, Starlink is changing the way that people connect to the internet. Schools, such as the 2,000 that Starlink is connecting in Kazakhstan, are able to provide learning opportunities to students that were previously unavailable. Hospitals, such as those in Eswatini, are now able to ensure that they can connect with the global healthcare community. And governments are able to prepare for situations of disaster and emergency response in a way that was previously not available. This was most recently seen in Tonga, where Starlink was able to reconnect the entire country after a recent fiber cut. And then, most impactful, small businesses around the world are using Starlink to enhance their ability to connect with the ecosystem of the global economy. Our hope is that all those same benefits will be realized here in Sierra Leone. And that's why I am excited to announce that as of today, Starlink is now available in your great country. Furthermore, this is actually a very special occasion for SpaceX, because Sierra Leone marks the 100th market around the world where we are now providing service. So, go to www.starlink.com/map, find your ability to order today, and you will soon have Starlink connectivity. And so with that, I would like to thank the government of Sierra Leone and the telecommunications regulator NACTA, and specifically the Director General Brewa, for working so diligently and swiftly to ensure that Starlink could make it through the regulatory approval process so we could launch the service here today. We could not be more excited to be here and looking forward to many years of partnership and collaboration here in your country.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much for that. Congratulations on your launch, linking Sierra Leone to the rest of the world. Now, there are people who would walk into events or will walk into institutions or will walk into places and would have instant impact on places, institutions, and events. Now, it was said that if you want to be remembered, you should write something worth reading, or you do something worth writing about. Now, the person I'm going to introduce next, whenever I have the opportunity to introduce him, as I've done most lately, is to ascribe to him the Transformer-in-Chief. Now, he was at DSTI as the Chief Innovation Officer, and then moved to the Ministry of Basic and Senior Education. I know you know who I'm talking about already. And whenever he gets to an institution, like I mentioned, he would always leave a trail, a blueprint for others to emulate. After DSTI, Ministry of Basic, I think President, in his quiet moments this morning, to introduce and invite on stage another innovator, of course known for his time at MIT. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. David Molina Senge.
Your Excellency, Honorable Vice President, please permit me to stand on existing protocols. My task is very simple, and that is to introduce a man who needs no introductions. He's known as the father of our nation. He's known as the father of democracy. He's known as the father of women's empowerment and radical inclusion. Yes. So today, you will allow me to introduce to you the father of transformation, digitization, and innovation. And that too is simple and deserving, because when he visions, when he talks, we deliver. 2016, SMS. David, how will we solve the issue of lost teachers with technology in Sierra Leone? 2018. David, can we use USSD and SMS to engage paramount chiefs and parents on education? 2019. David, we must use blockchain, 3D printing, and the fourth industrial revolution for our country. Please have the minister bring a cabinet paper ASAP. 2020. How are we applying AI in our governance system? We need to be doing more. 2021. Why is data accessible across the country? 2023. I have an idea. Innovation should be one of our big 5 game changers. Now, this is a man who in 2018 appointed a 31-year-old to start a directorate on innovation. 5 years later, he appoints a 32-year-old graduate of that same institution to become a Minister of Innovation. 2024, you just have to wait to listen to what he's going to tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have met many people around the world. Academicians, philanthropists, business and political leaders. And I'll say this again. I've said it before and I'll say it everywhere. Our keynote speaker is among the most visionary people I have ever met in my life. When he proposed his new direction vision, many of us didn't get it. Today, more than half of the people in this room and those you saw on TV have benefited directly from his human capital development vision. Many of the entrepreneurs here were directly enabled by him. He's a man impatient for change, so impatient that he even dabbled into learning how to code. He couldn't trust us. He downloaded coding apps to teach himself how to code. He's a man who believes in a brighter future for Sierra Leone. A future he believes can be accelerated via technology, innovation, and digitization. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he talks, we do. When he promises, we will deliver. To welcome the father of transformation, digitization, and innovation, please be upstanding for His Excellency, Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Malabio.
Thank you very much. Let's sit down, please. After such a generous introduction, I have to arise. I have the right to the occasion. What I have here, I actually downloaded using Starlink. And interestingly, Starlink works even in my farm. I was there this weekend, and it was crystal clear because I was one of the first to try it. So ladies and gentlemen, we are very much part of the great revolution that is happening in the world. Honorable Vice President, Ministers of Government, Members of Parliament, international delegates present here today, representatives of MNOs and ISPs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm excited, I don't know for you, to be here. I've always said it that we cannot afford to be end users in this fourth industrial revolution. For all the revolutions of the world, Africa has been at the receiving end. This time, we are determined not to be end users, but to be leaders, to be part of what is going to happen. So it's a great pleasure to be here at this inaugural meeting of the Sierra Leone Innovate Tech Summit. This groundbreaking summit serves as a platform for us all to bring together various actors of our technology and innovation ecosystem in order to share ideas and forge new paths for a better future for everybody. Our world today, we all agree, is going through unparalleled transformation as a result of the outpouring of human intelligence and ingenuity to innovation and technology. And all of this has been catalyzed, as you agree, because of the advancement in computer science. The fourth industrial revolution is upon us. As a nation, I have said it and I will say it until I sound like a broken record. We cannot afford to stand back and watch as mere end users. Rather, we must leverage the opportunities available to us and to enhance service delivery. This summit offers an opportunity to recalibrate our collective achievement in technology and innovation, and to chart a shared vision for a brighter and more prosperous future for Sierra Leone and the region in a digital world. Technology and innovation are not mere scientific discoveries aimed at mesmerizing us with cutting-edge technology and gadgets. Rather, it is about positively using these tools to revolutionize our institutions and empower our citizens. However, we should not be oblivious that the rapid advancement in computer science, technology, and innovation also presents an imminent threat to social cohesion, human security, personal space, and privacy. With the advent of diverse social media tools, artificial intelligence, software, automated systems, and high-tech robotics, the world seems to be in a constant state of flux. The line between reality and fictional creativity is changing daily and distorted, and it is indistinguishable. Sierra Leone, like many other countries in the region, stands at the crossroads of unprecedented opportunities, but technologies delivering its national development plan. It is cardinal in my government's plan to use technology and innovation to accelerate service delivery. In 2019, we launched the National Innovation and Digital Strategy, a 10-year plan that embraces the concept of a country as AI lab. The intention in data science, research, innovation, and technology to identify technology and infrastructure as one of the big 5 game changers in the new medium-term National Development Plan 2024-2030. We have also established a Ministry of Communication, Technology, and Innovation to drive this strategy and to collaborate and coordinate the other like-minded agencies and private sector institutions to build upon this foundation for our future. In terms of promoting education, to become competitive in the digital space and global job market, we saw the need to invest in human capital to ensure that our citizens are equipped with the requisite knowledge and skills to meet the demands of the global digital economy. These keys are essential to fostering a culture of creativity, critical thinking, and lifelong learning. In my first term, my government prioritized free quality education as the flagship of our human capital development agenda. Today, I'm glad to report that Sierra Leone is one of the few countries in the region where female students in any STEM program are guaranteed a full tuition-free education up to university level. To promote digital literacy at all levels, my government aims to connect every school in Sierra Leone to internet facilities through our partnership with the GIGA project. About 450 schools have already been selected for connectivity over the next 3 years. We have also invested in integrating technology into the curriculum and providing students with hands-on experience in fields such as software engineering, robotics, and data science. Additionally, we have prioritized the establishment of digital learning hubs in various pilot communities in the country that serve as safe spaces for youth that are not in formal education in order to improve their access to basic digital training skills. When you go digital, you struggle with it. Allow me to go through my thoughts as we go here. In tandem with the policy initiative put in place to expand digital space, we are also endeavoring to integrate multiple government services into a unified platform which will empower citizens to access a range of government-supported services through a single interface. In 2018, through the Bank of Sierra Leone, in 2018, through the Bank of Sierra Leone became the second, made Sierra Leone the second country in Africa to launch the FinTech Sandbox program. This has provided an enabling regulatory environment for new and innovative financial technologies to be deployed and tested before launch into the marketplace. Through these efforts, we have witnessed an increase in the uptake of digital financial services, improving financial inclusion and contribution to our economic development. To promote digital inclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we do not intend to leave anyone behind in this journey. To fully maximize the opportunities that technology and innovation have to offer us, it is crucial that every Sierra Leonean, regardless of their background or location, have the opportunity to actively connect to the digital world through access to mobile or internet services, as has been announced by Starlink That is a great leap, quantum leap, I would call it. Towards this goal, we have invested heavily in expanding our network infrastructure, both in the capital city of Freetown and in rural areas. Today, Freetown enjoys an outstanding 85% coverage of fiber, and we have expanded the national terrestrial backbone and access network to 14 out of 16 districts, 3G and 70% 4G mobile coverage by the end of next year, while also increasing rural connectivity. Complementary to this, 2 of our mobile operators last year announced the pilot rollout of 5G coverage, and providing every Sierra-Leonean with the opportunity to access the wealth of information and opportunities available online. Use that for development and not for gossiping. Use that for development and not for threatening national security. All we want is development, which our preoccupation as one of the least developing countries is to latch on to every opportunity available. So, the responsible members of our society should not be threatening the public with unnecessary strife. It should be about how we use the internet to access the many opportunities, information, to learn and to be part of the global system. I'm also delighted to announce a 50 million grant facility from the World Bank in support of our digital transformation project. This will significantly contribute to the expansion of our broadband infrastructure, to upgrade our network and resilience frameworks. This project will also enhance digital literacy skills for both the public and private sectors, as well as deliver key digital government services. Embracing emerging technologies, and that is what, especially some of us who are getting older, should be doing. Technology is moving at such a pace. Every day you need to upgrade the phone, the software, and everything that you do. If you don't do, you become obsolete. That's why it is good to learn from the kids. They are native technologists. They learn quickly. So don't be ashamed to ask your 5-year-old daughter or son to teach you how to keep correct. Ladies and gentlemen, as a government, we are eager to embrace and experiment with emerging technologies and to innovate to address our socio-economic challenges and development aspirations. And I will encourage all of us to do that. There are people who push very hard against the introduction of the new technologies. It brings about innovation, efficiency, and one of the things we are fighting against corruption. So we should not turn our backs to new technologies. In 2020, we launched the first ever drone corridor in West Africa. And we have also successfully piloted a medical drone delivery program using that same corridor. We are currently in the process of developing a surveillance drone program that could impact various other sectors, such as agriculture, fishing, mining, and the environment. I therefore urge the delegation of ministers of ICT from various regional countries from around the world who are here, our development partners, and all those that are participating in the closed door roundtables to be bold and open to the collaboration for the collective benefit of all. This summit creates an ideal platform for us to share our current national innovation and entrepreneurship agenda through the Federal Tech City vision to build a state-of-the-art hub for the brightest and most innovative minds to combine and to create solutions for our challenges. This hub will strengthen the technology ecosystem and provide facilities to incubate and to accelerate programs to support transition of startups from ideation to commercialization, as has been already explained. The city will foster the development of new technologies, products, and services that will serve as catalysts for sustainable development, promote economic diversification, and reduce our over-reliance on the traditional sectors. With a keen focus on digital skills, outsourcing, and tech industrialization, the city is projected to create thousands of jobs and further provide access to global digital job markets that may offer our citizens new career paths. We are committed to implementing business-friendly policies and regulations that will encourage innovation, promote access to finance, encourage market expansion, and provide networking opportunities. This will provide a conducive environment with a view to attracting foreign companies, startup ventures, capitalist ventures, and investors to fuel further innovation and economic activity. My government is also committed to seeking public-private partnerships that will leverage the strengths and resources of both sectors. This will generate pool resources and promote deeper collaboration, thereby reducing duplication and ensuring efficiency gains. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all partners in this progress. This summit is not just meant for celebrating what we have achieved. This summit is a clarion call to action for what we must continue to do. We are not only accountable for what we do, we are also accountable for what we say we will do. Leadership is not unfamiliar to us. Leone was once a beacon of hope in Africa for higher education, hosting of one of the first universities in the South region, the illustrious Fulbe College. Unfortunately, I have not gone there yet. But I pray when I grow, I'll go there. Today, we want to reclaim that spirit of academic excellence by playing a leadership role in the new frontiers of technology and innovation. We must ensure that every Syrian is primed to participate in the digital revolution and to contribute to the global digital economy. To the entrepreneurs and researchers seeking to push the boundaries of knowledge, I encourage you to dream big and to innovate groundbreaking solutions that could address the challenges we face in our region. Government can facilitate by creating the enabling environment, which we are doing and we continue to do. But the solutions to emerging challenges such as climate change, food insecurity, human security, and unemployment are going to be social innovation. to the investor, venture capitalists, and financial institutions looking for the next big opportunity, I encourage you to invest boldly in our young innovators and to believe in the potential that Sierra Leone holds. Providing money, don't hesitate. To all government ministries and heads of agencies, I challenge you to collaborate and think in new ways to ensure that we deliver on our commitment to developing an environment where mediates. Technology can make us more efficient, and technology can help us catch up with the rest of the world. To our private sector and development partners, this is a call to action. As we strive to build a city dedicated to fostering technology and innovation, I call for your support to ensure that this hub serves as a conduit for economic diversification, sustainability, and inclusive growth. Please work with us to build a city where we can further blur the lines between reality and the virtual world. Together, let us leverage and exploit technology to catapult Sierra Leone into middle-income status. This is the opportunity that can serve as the bridge between our current state and our aspiration for a digitized and prosperous life for every Sierra Leonean citizen that can also contribute to the global economy. So, I thank you all for being here today and to turn this vision into reality and make Sierra Leone the beacon of innovation in the world. This is a very big dream. Let us muster the courage. Let us ignite the spirit of hope and bravery. And let us build a future where our children's children can dream and soar in a brighter, more prosperous, and innovative future. With a deep sense of pride and bitter excitement about what a tech forward Sierra Leone could mean for the accelerated development of our people, I boldly take this step into the future to unveil and launch the Felicity project this morning.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, thank you for delivering that statement and declaring this Tech Innovate Summit open. Now, we've got a few announcements to make. One of them would mean that we will be having a photo ops, which is going to be led by the Press Secretary from Office of the President. But before we get to that, let me make some more announcements. There will be two panel discussions. You want to stay around for them. Government policies and global partnerships, shaping Sierra Leone's tech and innovation landscape. That will be done immediately after the President's tour of the booths that are outside. And there will also be a ministerial panel. They'll be handling the role of government in building a conducive environment to foster emerging technologies that will solve tomorrow's challenge. Also, there will be breakout sessions to various rooms. AfriCell would be having Innovate and Connect session. That will be at the Sengbe room, just outside. There will be another session as well by Orange that is going to be at Bure Hall.
that will be on Innotech and entrepreneurship. There is going to be another breakout session for creative economy, building a resilient ecosystem for content creators. You would want to be part of that. And that session is going to be curated by the one and only Uche Pedro. There's also going to be another session on creative economy, building a resilient ecosystem for music entertainers. And that is going to be led by Kate Contiris, who will be the curator for that. She is the co-founder of Tele Uncommon Sounds. And final session for today will be exploring emerging technologies to solve tomorrow's problems. And that will be, of course, using AI, blockchain, robotics, etc., etc., etc. It's going to be led by Colin Ogu, who is the founder. He will be leading that session, as well as you have other sessions that are going to be led by other companies. Now, the president will be touring booths outside, before we get to that, I'd like to invite Yusuf Keketo Masandi, who's the press secretary, office of the president, to walk us through what the photo ops would look like this morning.
Thank you very much, John, and thanks for the safe digital learning. And a round of applause for John for being the wonderful host. Distinguished guest, His Excellency has consented for photo opportunity, and because of the historic significance of the event, we are going to have 4 photo sessions. The first photo session will be His Excellency the President, the Vice President, the Chief Minister, the Host Minister, and our visiting ministers from Kazakhstan and Gambia. The second photo session will be His Excellency the President, the Vice President, Chief Minister, Host Minister, and representatives of Stalin, our Yoki Kamara, and representative of NIT. The last photo session will be dedicated to participants, and because we have more than 1,000 participants, we categorize them into 2. And the third photo session will be dedicated for only participants from Sierra Leone across our country. And I've been advised for the following persons to stand by for the third photo session. Seya Mara from Kono, Abubakar Vandi from Kenema, Hassan Kamara from Cambia, Zillion Fias from Makeni, Cornelius Taylor from Western Urban, Gobu C.S. Amala from Bo, Musa Amadou from Moyamba, Florence Toure from Kailaun, Abba Kale from Western Area Rural, Ali Kaba from Falaba, Evida Jamwa from Karine, Amadou Dauda from Bon, Mohamed Yassane from Kutloko, Matilda Jusu from Kujong, Fatima Zamansari from Kabala, and Solomon Moses from Tonkolili. And the last photo session will be dedicated to our participants from outside Sierra Leone. And I've also been advised for the following persons to stand by for the last photo session. Azamat Baimen from Kazakhstan, Uche Pedro from Nigeria, and Kavino from Kenya, Umul Diallo from Guinea, Caprice James from USA, M. Nguyen Tang from Vietnam, Tafazwa Joa from Rwanda, Joel Ogunsola from Nigeria, Scott Weber from the UK, and Phyllis Kamau from Kenya. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name very wrongly, but I tried my best. And the last announcement will be for the photo set for the exhibition of photo booths. Because also we have limited spaces, we are only going to limit it to the executive president, the vice president, the chief minister, the host minister, and so we'll start with the first photo session. We invite the vice president, the chief minister, the host minister, and the 2 ministers to make their way to the stage. I also advise that if you are here and your booths are outside the exhibition booths, please also make your way to those exhibition booths. And I've also been advised that lunch will be served immediately after the talk. Please be in readiness, those on standby for the next photo opportunity. Representative Sterling, NIB, please make your way to the stage, and then Madam Kamara. Sterling, representative, please make your way. Yes, Sterling. Sterling, representative, please.